Oh yeah, it's like 1, 2, 3rd. Everything I say, I bird. Oh yeah, is that for sure? That's my word.
Good evening. Welcome back to our channel, Watch Your Best Friends. We are live. Hey guys, welcome. It's your boy James, joining me by my co-host, Mrs. Best. Y'all say what's up to her.
Hello, good evening. Welcome in. Like, share, subscribe. We a new channel. Whatever you can do to help us, please help us, whether it be a bat signal or just screaming until someone subscribes, do it. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. So in this channel, we are diving into our personal repertoire of ourselves, if you must. Like, we are talking about dating, relationships, single life, all those things that are in this channel. Amongst, we're going to soon be doing some vlogging, showing you guys our personal, times when we're on vacation, things like that. This channel is designed to show you guys into our personal lives as we are best friends. And you'll see that. I cannot wait to go to New Orleans for Mrs. Best's birthday. I am super excited about that because I haven't been to New Orleans in such a long time, and I can't wait to eat. I need to start losing my weight now because I'm going to be gaining 50 pounds.
Do you know the last time I was in New Orleans? It was literally 4 days before Hurricane Katrina.
Oh, wow.
4 days before, because I used to spend like summers down there. My grandfather has a boat named Amina that he named after me. He lives on the bayou. Yeah, he lost that boat, his house, a lot of stuff. But I haven't been there in some time. And my family keeps telling me, because they're all from there, they're like, you might get a little emotional because I haven't seen it since Katrina. So that's
yes, I've been. Hold on, I got sirens coming up on there. Like the video as I'm on mute for just 2 seconds, y'all.
While he's on mute, let's get it cracking and acknowledge our chat. We appreciate you guys. We are a new channel. I appreciate you guys for migrating from James's channel and my channel over here. Hello, Delightful Dawn. She is a creator as well. She hasn't been posting as much recently, but I've been stalking your page, Delightful Dawn, and I enjoy your content, and I hope you get back into it. Also, Kiwan_JTV. We fuck with Kiwan the long way, not the short way. Okay.
Absolutely.
It's all that we know. But I hope everyone subscribes to Kiwan. I actually enjoy collabing with Kiwan a great deal. She's just sweet as pie, but she's also funny as hell. So subscribe. She covers a lot of the shows that we cover as well. And she does scripted TV. Because through her, I learned, y'all, that Tyler Perry's House of Pain is still airing.
I know that's right. Shout out to our girl Kiwan J for holding us down, being here. Hey, Delightful Dawn, thank you for being with us. We're glad you're coming back. I'm holding you to that. We need you up here. So yes, please come back. And if you want to collab, we are open. We are always open.
If you're not doing nothing right now, let me know.
Right.
A link. You could be up here too, sharing your beautiful energy, because some of these questions that we're going to go through, you guys, for our Valentine's Day live will be fun. So anybody want to join, let us know. Let us know.
Oh, okay, great. We are definitely going to keep you in that mind frame because we opened up the channel to anybody who wants to get back in the swing of things, anybody who wants to do this. Reach out to me. Let me get to know you. Make sure the energy is right. I know, Delightful Dawn, we're going to get along just fine. We love you. So we ready when you ready. So yes. Yeah, so we're talking about Black dating culture and Valentine's Day. What is it like to go through a day like Valentine's Day through a Black dating lens? So before we begin, Mrs. Best, do you have a Valentine's Day story that you want to share with us real quick as we go on to this?
My first date ever in life was on Valentine's Day, and it was with my current husband. So that it's not really much of a story, but for me, Valentine's Day will always be the day I remember my first date at 16. So I kind of just view it that way. But Other than that, I have a husband that's very, very affectionate. Some would say Mr. Best is somewhat of a romantic. So I could honestly go on and on and on with Valentine's Day stories. I'm actually lucky in that area. Even if that man ain't had $1 or something back when he was 18 and broke, he always found a way to do something nice on Valentine's Day. So shout out to Also Best for that. I appreciate you.
Oh, I love it. So my story is, you guys, I have never had a Valentine's date. Ever. Ever. Like, I know I've had some cute moments with people that I have been with. I had an ex-girlfriend. Her name was Heather. I know she did some sweet things for me on Valentine's Day. I don't think Gio and I ever celebrated Valentine's Day. We only have one. So I don't think, and his birthday is 4 days before it. So I don't think that we ever did. I don't recall because John and I never had celebrated Valentine's Day either. It's a day that always, whenever it comes around, I never have plans. So, you guys, but that's okay. One of these days, and one of the reasons why I love this channel, it's a way for me to be intentional. It's a way for me to put in the atmosphere with all of you guys watching that, I can now, put what I want out there. That's the whole point of these channels. And that's the only reason why we have these, and you guys can respond to this, because directly, we want to, everybody needs to be in love. Love is a beautiful thing. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Being single is great. It is amazing, but being in love is where it's at. So we have a couple of questions that we want everybody to participate with in the chat. Shout out to the replay gang. Hey, sorry y'all missed the live, but you know what? You guys have to do this as well. So we have some questions that we want you to answer. So we're going to start with the first one. Does Valentine's hit different in Black dating culture? Now, for me personally, this question is yes, of course it is. Now, in terms of what we do differently may vary depending on the couple. Now, the next question we have there is pressure to show it out publicly. I don't know if there's necessarily pressure. Mrs. Best, do you ever feel pressure to show Valentine's Day and what you and your husband do? Do you feel pressure to show it publicly?
No. I mean, you've been on my page for years and years, and you've probably seen like maybe one Valentine's Day post. And I've been with my spouse almost 20 years. So I don't feel pressure to show out publicly, but I think maybe this leads into another conversation. I think that people today do feel the pressure to show out publicly. Like back in the day, think of the show Girlfriends. Some of your friends may have some planned on Valentine's Day. Some of them may not. You may discuss it when you're together. But outside of that, you're not really doing the most to show it.
Right.
I was in this house before social media was a thing. Facebook did not even exist yet. So I feel like because of that, we're used to having to do stuff for each other and then not show it off. Honestly, unless it's a vacation, don't nobody need to know.
I agree. Now, when we think about planning Valentine's Day, this is where gender roles and expectations come in terms of that, because when we think of like romance as, a woman, I'm sure a lot of women want a man to plan out dinner and the movie or whatever it is you guys plan to do on Valentine's Day, which we'll talk about dates in just a moment here. But do you feel that Valentine's Day responsibly is for the man or for the woman, or could it be collectively both?
That's tricky. That's actually really tricky. Why would I write that?
Well, because I mean, here's the thing, producer. I get it, but I only have you to banter with. You didn't invite anybody else, so it's only you to banter with.
Come on the live. I'll send you a link right now. I'm not even playing. I'll send you a link.
So let me answer this question. Okay, so in my life, because y'all know I've been engaged a bunch of times, I've been in with men and women. So I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. The women have taken over Valentine's Day for me completely. If we are honest, as I said, I mentioned Heather. She did everything. I didn't have to do a thing. And I would like to imagine that Vanessa would have, ex-wife, Vanessa would have put something together for me.
The disdain when you got to even say her name.
Right, because as I said, I don't even think she's still living, but it is what it is. I'm just playing. But so I kind of feel like I don't think Genesis did it. She didn't know. She didn't do anything. None of my ex-girlfriends really did a Valentine's Day, but Heather went all out. I remember it was like Christmas. You know how you get a stocking stuffer? I had heart shapes, little Reese's pieces. I had all kind of shit. It was so cute. And I just remember she went all out. And oh my gosh. I had to tell you guys about that story. We'll have an actual live talking about our past like detailed relationships of why they didn't work. I have a lot to cover. So we'll talk about that in another time. But she did a really good job. Now for the men, we don't think about that shit. We don't think about Valentine's Day. If you didn't plan nothing, I didn't plan nothing, we find at home with a steak. Like literally my first boyfriend, he lived in Chicago and he came to Phoenix every 11 days. So Valentine's Day would be like on a day where he was not in town. So he would call me and say Happy Valentine's Day. And I would tell him, I hate Valentine's Day. Why are you calling me for this? Like, no. And so when he came to town that weekend, which was ironically a weekend, we were supposed to be looking at houses because we were talking about marriage. We actually got engaged a month after Valentine's Day. And he was like, he wanted to build a house from the ground up. I wanted to have an already turnkey house. So that's what we ended up doing. We ended up looking at houses and ended up having a picnic. It was cute. So if we did celebrate Valentine's Day, I would think that he would be like the romantic picnic basket. You got chicken, vegetables, everything like that. That's kind of romantic. That's what I like. So with men, it is different. So I think, honestly, in my humble opinion, Valentine's Day realistically should be the woman planning. That is my opinion. So yeah. So
but why? Like if you're if you're a man dating a woman, don't listen to James. You're gonna end up single, alone, and unhappy. Okay. When it comes to men dating women, step the fuck up, niggas. And I stand by that. I stand by it. Because as a woman, we are to be chaste. I'm not saying like you can't do anything for your partner on Valentine's Day, but if you are in the dating stage and you man dating woman, you should put forth an effort, like in terms of like the big gestures. But outside of the big gestures, I do feel like it should be equal. Like both of you can buy some chocolate or a flower for each other.
So let me ask you a question, because this is a good follow-up question. Should the man also be responsible for the anniversary date too?
Anniversaries are different. Like the way me and my partner have done anniversaries the whole marriage, we either plan it together and then he ends up paying, or we plan a vacation somewhere to celebrate so that like we can make a new memory each anniversary, which he primarily ends up paying too. But that's neither here nor there. There's been times that I've paid for vacations. There's been times that he's paid for vacations. I think when you're like have those solidified couples, it goes both ways. When you have couples and people who don't know each other, not officially couples, that's where it gets a little messy and tricky. But each person, in my opinion, should do something, even if it's just a card. And then when you're in like relationships, like boyfriend, girlfriend, or boyfriend, boyfriend, I feel like there's always one person that will take over and do something. But primarily in heterosexual relationships, usually the man does something. Like people always say Valentine's Day is for women, but
it is.
It's
I remember
for love, but everyone has made it about women.
It's supposed to be about love, but it's also supposed to be like a way for women to get reassured, which you should already have that, but you don't. And we always talk about that. That's where social media versus real connection comes with, because we feel like a lot of people do spice it up for social media to show what they have versus it being a real connection. And I think that for me, I was so grateful that neither one of the men, well, Gio had social media, but any of my exes did not have social media. my first fiance, he couldn't do social media because of his career. So he was one of those people that just could not do that. I don't know why John didn't have social media. I don't know why. We talked about it. He just wasn't interested. And then Gio's barely on it. So I just feel like I got my next man, whoever you are out there. Hi, how you doing? I got some attention for you, but I'm gonna say at the end of this video because I saw something today and I forgot to tell Mrs. Best about it. I tell her everything, y'all. I'm gonna tell her on the live so that way she can have a natural response. So, but you got to really, I got to see romance. I need you to do something. I get it's hard because I'm another man, but at the end of the day, I want to feel lucky. If anything, Valentine's Day, the feeling that I want to feel is lucky. How do you want to feel on Valentine's Day, Mrs. Best?
The same way I feel every day, loved. That's the other thing. A lot of people, which we'll get into it as more of the slides open up because we have a whole question section coming, but I don't know. I think I truly believe, and I say this as a friend and with love. If that's how you feel about Valentine's Day, stick to men. Stick to men. Because the only bitches that's going to deal with that is low quality, low tier.
She don't know what she's talking about, y'all.
I'm telling you. Stick to
I'm
men.
just playing.
Like, but I feel like you should do something if you can afford it. Like, I just so happen to be able to do something for my spouse this Valentine's Day. So, I will.
I don't know what Valentine's Day would look like for me in the future, but at
Hopefully
this moment in life,
like,
I don't know what I would. Well, that's what the end of this live will be. So singles perspective. This is my section. I am newly single, you guys. It's been a month and a week already that I have been single. So the singles perspective, community pressure, online jokes. Now, this is something for me that as a single person, the only pressure that I felt from my community is if I really wanted to eat out that night and y'all mofos have the entire restaurant taken up where all I can do is take my food to go. Yeah, that's the only pressure that I feel is that I'm probably not going to be able to go into the restaurant and eat and have a drink. I have to bring my ass home and eat. Self-love culture and group celebrations. No, this is not. I don't do. Let me explain something to y'all. The last time I was on a double date with somebody, this was in 2010. And I kept calling the girl by the former girlfriend's name. So it wasn't a Valentine's Day, but you have to be careful when it comes to including people in something that's really supposed to be for you too. So I feel like for me, I wouldn't do it, but I know Delightful Dawn said something about Valentine's Day. Now, that is something for the ladies that, has been up going around a lot lately. It's over the last maybe 5-6 years that I've seen it, where, women come together and, pamper, probably go to the spa, go to dinner, enjoy, especially the single ladies, all that fun stuff. That is beautiful, but I'm not that kind of person. I wish. Is being single in your 30s judged differently? Yes. You're on mute.
I've just been talking, Lord. I think throughout each stage of life, you look at being single differently. Like, I am not single and have not been single since before I was even a legal adult. However, I pay attention to my single friends because I love them. They're some of the best people. And I do see that others kind of judge why they're single differently. Like, I feel like under 30 people are less harsh and kind of give you a pass. Like, okay, he ain't figured it out, whatever. They still under 30, there's time. But I feel like once you get 30, that's societal pressure to, if you don't have kids, at least have someone like significant steps in. And then 40 people look at you like, oh, it's too late. And then 50 people are like, what the fuck happened? Or are you divorced? And then so on and so forth. So I don't like that. I feel like nobody should judge single people unless someone is like single and has put their like red flags on display. And unless the red flag is like something intense, for example, like domestic violence or going and having your Angela Bassett moment with every single person you date, then don't judge people.
It's harder. Yeah, and it's harder when all of your friends are married. Like I don't have very many single friends. So the last single friends I had are now engaged, finna get married this year. I have 2 weddings to go to this year. So for me, it is a little bit different because I always go to these weddings alone. I always go to these weddings without dates. And right when a wedding happens, I'm single again. So it's like, there is a societal pressure, but then also there is a self pressure. I think people don't talk about this a lot. There is a self pressure to want to be chosen and want to be in a relationship that I feel that nobody really addressed because we don't have words to the context. We just have the feeling. And I think we need to give that feeling a sound and give that feeling a definition. And it's called self-chosen. It's called you're self-reflecting, because at the end of the day, yes, you would love to be in a relationship, and yes, but the self-pressure you put on yourself to be self-chosen is like, one, it's a gift and a curse, because you're supposed to be okay with yourself. You're supposed to be fine doing things on your own. You're supposed to be enjoying you and getting yourself together and getting your time with yourself. Because when you get into a relationship, that becomes less and less of a thing. Where time for yourself.
I also feel like a lot of single people where they end up single for too long, even though they have the qualities, attraction, and all of that to find someone or a relationship. It seems like sometimes I think there is a such thing as getting too comfortable with self, but it is important. It's definitely hugely important, especially if you're single, to be okay with yourself, your choices, because you want to be okay with this so that you're not just accepting every single fool that comes along. But let me get the comments for Delightful Dawn. Delightful Dawn said, 34, single, never had a true commitment, lost V card at 31. I'm just all the way a late bloomer.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. I know this. Your pH balance is probably top tier, sis. Okay.
Let me explain something to you. I wish I waited until I wish I waited, because the problem that I'm having, because I still haven't had sex with a man yet. So it is one of those situations where I kind of still have a virginity in some capacity. Not logically, but in some capacity, I still have that because it hasn't been with the same gender. So I understand that, and you're supposed to hold on to that as long as you can, and you feel whoever is worthy of having it is worthy of having. I hope the person that you did lose it to was worthy of having that.
If not, because we're gonna find them for you.
Yeah, we are.
Don't waste our good friends' time. But yeah, nothing's wrong with that. I think honestly, as I got older and experienced adulthood, like, it seems like the younger you are, the more ignorant people are with who has a B card and who doesn't. And the older people get, people respect you more hearing that, because you see a lot of people out here been sleeping from men from coast to coast and then end up saying, I want to be celibate. So, hey, do what you do. We're in the married couple areas. This is the healthy and married couple part of Valentine's Day. Lord help us.
I wanted you to say it because I didn't want to say it. I'm not married. And so celebrating, one day, celebrating Black love publicly. Do you ever feel pressure to celebrate your love publicly, like on social media or in front of family or something to that extent?
Pressure to share, like, depending on the perspective, like, no. I primarily use social media just to talk to people or collaborate with other creators, interact with my subscribers. But in terms of, like, I have a lot of friends and family that don't live in my state that I don't get to see often. So I do post my marriage a lot. Like, if you go to my TikTok, it's primarily just me and Mr. Best trips. That's about it. But I feel like during Black History Month, like times where we're looking into Black excellence, I'll post more just to prove a point that it's out there. But other than that, not really.
Okay. So I don't know what romance versus survival stress means. So
romance can be the romance that you experience in a relationship. Survival stress is kind of falling into those patterns, which I think a lot of couples that live together or are in relationships that, whether healthy or unhealthy, experience, like sometimes the stress of just getting by can get to people. That's why you see couples that are lower income couples on a socio economic status level, they tend to struggle more. It's harder to find stability. And it's not because people haven't found their match, it's because of external factors like income, finances, day to day. So just survival stress is something that can impact the relationship. How to balance romance with it? Ooh, I think that honestly depends on the couple. That's why you got to take your time with who you get with, because every couple will experience survival stress. But with Valentine's Day, find ways to celebrate and love and do stuff special for each other in the house. If you're stressing about other stuff, like find alternatives, which a lot of people don't do in relationships. They just argue or ignore each other.
So what's interesting about that is that I've experienced survival stress, and with
I'm sure
men,
you have.
2 out of the 3 relationships, because my first relationship with a man, I didn't have any stress whatsoever. I didn't have stress until the very fucking end when the motherfucker cheated. That's the only time I was ever stressed in that relationship.
That's usually how it goes.
Yes, that's the only time I was ever stressed. That man never told me no. And then right when I would miss his ass, he would be right at the plane saying, hey, I'm at the airport. He bought a car here and left it at the airport because he just knew he was coming here every 11 days. He just scheduled it that way. And then he didn't work from October to March. He didn't work at all. So doesn't that sound amazing? That's like, yeah. Yes. He's a broker.
Every day.
Yeah, he was a broker, but he loved Chicago. He just hated the winter, so he would be here snowbirding. And then so I say this to say that survival stress is absolutely insane, and we needed to create a segment beyond survival stress, how we can cope with it, I feel like that needs to be a topic on its own, now that I know exactly what you're talking about.
It can be our next topic. I didn't mean to use these overly therapeutic terms. I'm not gonna lie, because my supervisor subscribed to me now. And Camilla, if you gotta write me up, you gotta write me up. But I was doing this shit on the clock in the meeting. So and at the same time that I was trying to pay attention to work, I'm trying to make this slides for this damn live. And I was doing schoolwork. I am getting my graduate degree in psychology right now. So I'm sorry for using the term, but yes, it's a broad area.
Yes, our next topic on the Watch Your Best Friends, we're going to talk about relationships and survival stress. And we're going to come up with methods of how we can eliminate that for you couples who are experiencing survival stress, because that is a real life thing.
Bob it. That's it. If he pisses you off too much, just slice it, get on the freeway, chuck it out the window, and go about your day.
Be here for that live. Love approving something online. We've already talked about this, so we can kind of.
Yeah. I think love matters more, though. I think a lot of people, the only thing I will say is a lot of people, when people ask married people or people who've been in long lasting relationships, like, what is it? Like, I don't feel the need to define my love by how often my man posts me. I just don't. And I'm dating somebody who is an artist and primarily only posts when he's putting out a song. So, don't put too much into online if you're in a relationship. Just don't. Pay attention to your partner.
So situationships and complicated dating. Oh, do I love this, because I've been in this. So undefined relationships are mixed signals. So of course we have those that we talk to that we have not defined the relationship yet. And on Valentine's Day, we hope that changes the dynamic of the relationship by making something more official. Now, me personally, yes, I have tried to get in a relationship on particularly Valentine's Day and have my anniversary on Valentine's Day. So that way it was a one-stop shop. I was like really determined to do that with Heather, actually. So ironically, that relationship, I think that's why I had the cute, because I think that's when I officially made her my girlfriend, was on Valentine's Day, if I remember correctly. So I think, so I think that with that relationship, I was trying to realistically just have a one-stop shop where Valentine's Day would always be special. So I do think I did that. When we talk about mixed signals, We talking about y'all mofos that blur the lines in relationships and complicate the hell out of our feelings and stuff and breadcrumbing us. That's who we're talking to. We're talking to y'all.
Scorpios.
And some
Scorpios,
others.
Geminis. I'm calling myself out. Gemini,
Yes.
Scorpios, Aquarius.
Y'all need to cut that shit out.
Yep.
Y'all need to cut that out because that is the worst thing you can do to somebody, especially the breadcrumbing. I hate that. I hate when men, especially breadcrumb, because I see what you women are talking about. Like at first, because I'm a man, I don't understand. I didn't understand it. I was like, well, then just leave. Just leave. It wasn't until I got in a relationship and was breadcrumbed that I was like, oh, hell no. My feelings is hurt. What the hell? No, like I was going through emotions being breadcrumb, and I don't think men intentionally do it. I think that they take like a leap of something where they become complacent and lazy. And I feel like that's where the breadcrumbing and mixed signals come from. Because just a year ago, we was, up in the shower, just getting it in 2 or 3 times a week. And now your ass sitting here with you holding on to your belly. What the fuck just happened? And that's where complacency and laziness comes from. So I'm going to tell y'all like this. When a man gives you mixed signals and breadcrumbs you, that's your time to roll, especially if you're young. If you're still in your 20s and you getting breadcrumb, there's no excuse. There's too much life experience you need to be breadcrumbed at that age. Now, when you 30, you need to have better conversations with yourself. Because if you're still getting breadcrumbed at 30, that means you don't choose correctly.
Say it louder. Let me tell y'all, that is the truth. He just gave y'all the best, the absolute best game. The absolute best game. But honestly, if you are the breadcrumber, man, just stay single or find you
stay single
or something on the side. Like, don't do that to people. I see a lot of people going through that. My friends 55 plus who are single deal with it. My friends that are 27 deal with it. And it seems like a hurtful thing. So like, if you don't want to date somebody, you don't have to date somebody to have sex with somebody. Like, just find someone you click with. If you're not ready, also communicate that. Like, yeah,
like and to you selfish ass men who want to keep somebody as a placeholder while you go out and do whatever the fuck you want to and blur the lines of relationship where you're getting the benefits, but you don't have to do the work. There's a special place in hell for men like y'all.
No, there's a special place.
There's a special place in hell for men like y'all that do that shit, that blur lines. So you keep people, because what happens in those circumstances is that causes whoever you're with to fiend for more as if they're an addict. And that is detrimental to someone's mental when you guys do that. And y'all know what y'all be doing. Y'all know what y'all be doing when y'all do it. So don't act like, oh, I don't know. Well, she didn't have to catch those feelings. No, she did because you let her there. Breadcrumbing. You let her there. So yes, no, she did have to catch those feelings because in order to catch those feelings, you would have had to do what you did. It works just like that. So my thing is, men out there who are afraid of commitment, who are afraid of all of the things that place in life, y'all need to grow up. You either want a relationship or you don't. And if you don't want a relationship, then you need to stay single. And there's nothing wrong with being single if you want to go out there and have fun and enjoy yourself. Why have somebody at home if that's not what you really want? Because, and that's where we go back to societal pressure. This reverts back to that. Societal pressure will put pressure on men who probably don't want to be in a relationship to have a relationship because they have been taught that if they're single, then they're going to be known as, the player, the one that can't settle down. So you settle down, but then have those devilish ways. Doesn't help. So I say it like this. Mixed signals are the worst thing you can do. We are all human. We are all learning. If you have not finished learning yourself, because that's always going to be a continuous journey, let people know ahead of time so they can move accordingly, because it's not fair for you to be figuring things out and not saying anything to the other person.
I've been with my spouse a very long time, and that is something he realized through therapy and actually acknowledged. And we have been like just strong and extra healthy ever since, because he actually acknowledged, like, when I was younger, I may not have been ready to be in a relationship, but I wanted you, and things have, of course, improved. He was young as hell, but when someone is accountable, even if they do make those mistakes, that's when you're able to like move past it. So I love that. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna move along to the next section because we got a whole nother slideshow. Unhappy relationships, pressures to stay together for image, generational messages about marriage. Does Valentine's expose deeper cracks? Now, the reason why I read all three of these together, because they all pretty much coagulate with each other in one form or another. So, pressure to stay in relationships. Everybody to some degree has been through this. If you've been in relationships, there is always pressure to stay with somebody who is unworthy of you. There's always pressure because I have a good girlfriend of mine. I'm not going to say her name because she does watch us. I have a good girlfriend of mine who's been with the father of her children for damn near 20 years.
Wow.
Damn near 20 years. And I've been through the relationship from the beginning. So I probably came into her life, her being 3 months into the relationship. So I've been through phone calls. I have been through tears. I have been through infidelity with them. I have been through children. I have been through so many different things with this couple. And for the life of me, I don't understand why people put unnecessary pressure on the other person to stay with them. Because what that sounds like for men, if you are a man and if you've ever told a woman this, shame on you, especially if she has children. Who the hell's going to want you? You're washed up with children. Men say that shit to women to damage their self-esteem so that they feel pressured to stay with them because they adopt that mindset that I'm never going to find somebody because who's going to want me with 2 children? So, and that comes from the generation. Girl, you better stay with him. You know, you got 2 kids. Don't no single man want to deal with no girl with those 2 damn kids. We got those aunties. We call them the aunties. You know, that's a girl.
A lot of it also comes to, I think a lot of women who are single moms have to kind of also accept that it is harder, it seems, for women with kids to find men that want to deal with them, especially if they're dating single men. I'm always someone, and you guys may kind of look at me crazy for saying this, but I'm always someone who tells all my friends with kids, you need to be dating a man who got kids too, or a kid, because in general, people who do not have children like don't understand what comes with having children. They may think they do, but they don't. They just don't. Unless you don't raise some kids, you're not going to get it. Some people crumble just from babysitting. So I definitely feel like people with kids would have better luck in dating if they dated people who had kids. Just be honest about it also from the jump. I see a lot of friends, like in my personal life, who will wait before they tell the men that they date that they have kids. And
really?
Even my male friends, straight and gay, they go through the same thing. They will wait before they tell someone that they have kids. And then they tell them, and then it changes the dynamic. And it's like, that's a big deal. It's a huge choice to have a child. Not everybody is ready to jump into it. And so, and then there's other stuff that could complicate the relationship, like disciplining the kids. If you guys end up close, how it will look then. Like, there's all types of other things. So I feel like going into things, accepting that it will be a little bit difficult as a single parent to date in general, can kind of prepare them for what's to come. And then maybe they'll hopefully not just stay in a relationship to stay in a relationship because they have the kids. Because kids or no kids, you have value. And if people are honest, then they can find the person that will appreciate their value.
I agree. But let me ask this question before we move into the last question of this slide. When do you think it's appropriate for someone who is dating somebody for the first time? when do you think it's appropriate for them to say they have children? Do you think on the first date is appropriate, or should that?
Why the
Okay.
fuck are you hiding your kid? Like, whether you're a woman and you went through 9 months of pregnancy and a cesarean or pushed the thing out, why are you hiding a human? Not saying the person has to meet your kid, know their name. You don't need to show them a picture or nothing. But if you have a child and you are going on a date with someone who does not have a child, you need to fucking speak up. Because people who don't have kids, that's an adjustment all the way around. They're going to have to accept not being able to talk to someone as much as they would if they were dating someone who didn't have to have a kid. They're going to have to accept that if the kid gets sick or if something goes wrong, that they're going to be put on the back burner. They pretty much have to like you enough to accept that they're going to come after you and your kids. And not everybody wants to do that, you know, and it's only fair to communicate that. You can't help who you like, but you would save a lot of time if you were just honest with it up front. Yes, I have a child. Now, you don't have to go into the history of your baby daddy. You don't need to go into like custody agreements and stuff for your child on the first date, but make it known that they exist. Yes. You know?
Okay, so for all you people who are single with children, tell them on the first date. Give them that fair shot. Just like if I were to go back to women, I have to tell those women on the first date I have had serious relationships with men. Bottom line, I have had that. Is that going to be a problem? Because if so, we can cut this out now and no harm, no foul. I have to tell people that. Just like I tell the men.
Unwaste your own time, y'all.
Right. Just like I have to tell the men. I have been with women. You know, so my first 26 years of life is a few times in the 30s as well. I have been with women. Like I have been with women. I have to tell them that. So you have to be honest with people. And I think that that's where the first date truly should be a completely honest date, regardless if it goes to a second date or not. It has to be the honest date. All dates should be honest.
But be honest with the things that you do discuss. But definitely don't go deep, because I wouldn't be telling nobody my custody agreements and who my baby daddy is on the first date. But yeah, I got a kid. You can know.
Yeah. So does Valentine's expose deeper cracks? No. It does not. Valentine's Day distracts a lot of people from any turmoil that could be in their relationship, because it is a commercialized factor where you're here to signify the moments of love that you would have. But, you know, deep down, y'all barely making rent, the electricity bill due, the car payment, you know, was a month behind. Like those go away on Valentine's Day. All of that factor, because you know you have this one day that truly matters for you two to signify your love. So Valentine's Day does not expose deeper cracks. If anything, it puts a wall up so you don't see them. That's my opinion.
I think that it does both. I think that it definitely does both, because to put a wall up to where you don't see something is exposing a crack. A lot of people don't view it that way, but that's just how I view it. Here's the thing: if the day did not come, a lot of people's stuff would not be triggered. So I wouldn't say it exposes cracks, but it definitely triggers feelings that some people may ignore. Like, for example, your friend who has all these kids by this person, she could have feelings toward her spouse that she probably just ignores and keeps going. But a day like Valentine's Day, especially for women and how we think, I feel like it does trigger the feelings you have about your relationship. Like, I feel like people reflect more on Valentine's Day than they do throughout the year. And I want people to start reflecting more throughout the year, because a holiday should not cause any cracks to show, be exposed, no walls. It should just be a special day.
Okay. Here's the thing. What if we commercialize Valentine's Day for people to self-reflect on their relationships? Do you think that that would be plausible, or do you think that that would be destruction?
It depends. If you have two emotionally stable people dating each other, emotionally mature people together, it could be helpful. But if you got people like who are on the shows we review on our regular channels then that's not a good idea at all. You know what I mean? I don't know. Valentine's Day. I think the people who put so much into Valentine's Day or put so much thought or are defining their relationships and love by this one day are the people in the relationships that are not going to last or that they need to end. Because everybody who's content on Valentine's Day is like, you know, like this Valentine's Day, my husband has planned some stuff. And I got some shit planned for him too. We decided we're going to surprise each other. We didn't discuss it. We just each happened to decide to do something nice for each other. But last year on Valentine's Day, I just got I think I got some chocolates, some flowers, and, you know, some sweet stuff. And then we stayed in the house and we just chill, play video games like any other day. So depends on the couple.
Yes.
If shit fucked up, something's going to trigger it.
Yes. So we have Black LGBTQ perspectives, and this will be the last slide. So we move into our spicy debate questions. So with Black LGBTQ perspectives surrounding Valentine's Day and also maybe just personal figures of life. So since I'm in somewhat of that, I'm the G in that. My thing with this, I did both when it comes to the first PowerPoint bullet point. I have done both. I have been visible with people I have dated, and I have been invisible with people I have been with. Now, mind you, I have been engaged 3 times to men. My first 2 relationships, I did not expose them. And that was for their request. My last engagement, however, he was all up in my family. And I was all up in his. Actually, I have a family photo of my grandfather's birthday with him in the center. So I just feel like for me, it's one of those situations that on Valentine's Day, that's a holiday for you too. You shouldn't have to hide it. You shouldn't have to be invisible, regardless of whoever else is in the vicinity of wherever you're going to. I think that covers both affirming, isolating experiences, the different expectations in queer spaces. So here's the thing. Depending on the queer space, you may see a lot or you may not on Valentine's Day. It just depends on the location. Gay bars, gay clubs, gay atmospheres have tendencies to be a little bit more over the top than regular, you know, establishments that are not centered towards that. So that's also some things that I don't know in a Valentine's Day space. Would that be formal or informal? I wouldn't know. I think that LGBT members that, you know, represent the community, I think they celebrate it like everybody else does. I don't think it's any different.
I live in the Bay Area. We are basically a hub that the LGBTQ plus community flocks to. They be out just like anybody else. You know, it's necessary to ask because I know some people have curiosity. It's necessary to ask also just to inform others who may be ignorant. But in San Francisco, the friends I have that are gay, and in Oakland, they be at regular restaurants. But if people want like a little, like more lively, flammable experience, kind of like what Ashley Darby gave us for Pride on Housewives of Potomac, you're going to go to the Castro. But then if you want like a regular experience like any other person, you'll go to restaurants in Soma, Nob Hill, and you'll see same-sex couples holding hands, kissing, looking into each other's eyes. I've seen engagements. Like, you see all of those things. I think the different expectations in queer spaces also extends with our bigoted, ignorant-ass country to where you live. Because I know when James came out, I was trying to be supportive of him. So I flew out to Arizona, and there really were not very many spaces we could go where he could like openly basically be gay. So, you know, I would imagine that expectations for queer spaces in Arizona are much different than California. And they're probably different in Chicago than it is in Philadelphia and vice versa. I think it really depends on how accepting the community you live in is, which is fucked up because no one anyone else sleeps with, but I'll digress there. But, you know, unfortunately, you do have to consider where you live. That's fucked up.
No, it's a real life thing. I think, that's why a lot of, especially the black gay men move to places like Atlanta or Houston or Washington, D.C., because there's a lot of representation of the black gay experience in those cities versus here in Phoenix, where there's not very much. I don't remember whose channel I was on when I was giving you guys, I believe we were on your channel when I was telling people about the first dating social event I went to. I think that was yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. I went to a social LGBT situation. And to tell you guys just a quick story, because, in case you don't go to Mrs. Best channel, which you should, and subscribe. But overall, I remember being in that experience, and I'm 27, just got my Camaro. And I remember the guy I actually was interested in ended up being straight. So I just remember thinking, damn, if I lived in Houston, Atlanta, or Washington, D.C., would that have been that experience for me? So it's in these cities where, the support of the people who they are supporting is crazy. Because one, as I said, I don't have great gaydar. I don't. Usually I know what I'm looking at, but they tend not to be ready to be exposing themselves. So, but it's a matter of, you just got to find your tribe, your home, and don't be afraid to explore different cities and look at different atmospheres, especially if you're a black man and live in Montana. Like, go to a different city and try to experience different situations, unless that's your judge. Now, if that's your judge, then fine, be there. But if you really are trying to have that experience, like, I would love more than anything to be married to a black man. That is my goal. That is my persona, but I am open to other ethnicities too, as long as they understand that I am a black man and there is experiences that I'm going to go through that they may not. So yes. All right. So we're going to go into our spicy debate, but make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you are liking the channel, liking what you're hearing. We are so appreciative of everything and the support. This channel is really just for you guys to learn each other, learn us mainly, and learn about yourselves. There's lots of things that, you can get from this. And our experiences, her being married, me being single, realistically, you have some of everything. We both have been in different situations. We both have been in, long-term situations. So it's just, we have a lot of experience throughout this whole dialogue. So we're going to go into our spicy debate questions. We're probably not going to get through all of them, but we're going to definitely get through the majority of them because I read them. So let's go ahead and remove this slide. This is the last slide. So you should have that. I'm going to remove this from the studio, and then you have to put it up on the screen.
Definitely not the last slide, but we'll come back to it one day. Not today. And then I still have something on the screen. Come on, StreamYard. Oh, you removed the other one. I was like,
yeah, you have to put this one up here.
I was looking for it. It's not
all right. So spicy debate questions. So you guys, we have this here as, just some things that we talk about that, we've already kind of mentioned. So the first thing we have on here, let me open it up. What the hell? Okay. All right. So for singles, this is my section. Waiting on God or avoiding accountability? Both. I think I am waiting on God, but at the same time, avoiding accountability. I'm not putting myself out there right now. I just got out of a relationship. Ain't no point. But, a few months in, I'll look again. I will. Harder.
Apologize. We just happy you here.
We happy you here. Yes, it is both. Thank you, Delightful Don. Thank you, because it is both. Harder, single black woman or single black men? Single black woman for sure. Without question, it is harder for single black women than it is single black men. And I feel like it's always been that way. And I'm praying that there is a change because black women are so needed on this earth. Y'all have no idea. The strong sensibility of black women is just so amazing. And I don't think it's recognized in this country enough. I just don't. So you single black women, keep your head up. There is a man out there. And you know what? Also single black women, date outside your race. Just try it. I know a lot of black women are conditioned to date black men. But I always say this: if black men can do it, so can you. Don't matter what they tell you. Yes.
Hi, Shani. Welcome in.
Hi,
Shani says,
Shannon.
I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to be bought.
But what
Shani
if
is
the
religiously
bothered? But Shani, what if the bothered was just something that just was explosive? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if the bother was just so worth it? Like Mr. Biggs going after Carrie. Like, what if? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What we saying, Delightful Don? It has done me wrong. Keep your head up. You are beautiful. You gonna definitely have somebody. Absolutely. I've only dated one black man. They all been Hispanic. Okay, so you do date outside your race. Okay. See, this is why we need you up here, Delightful Don. We need you up here so you can talk about those experiences if you're open to it, of course. We don't want to pressure you. But I talk about all my experiences. I have only been serious relationships with black men. I've only dated I've only one date here, one date there with the other colors, but primarily my focus is black men. So yes.
I dated a lot of Hispanic boys. Loved Hispanic boys when I was coming up. My parents were very pro-black, so they did always drill into me, like, you need to date a black boy. This is okay now, but you need to be with a black man. But some of the Hispanic men, especially the ones in the Bay Area, I'm not mad.
Yes, Delightful Don. Next time, come up here. We will definitely be here. Shannon, we know.
Shani says but honestly, I also feel like, Shani, your location, I've heard horror stories.
Yes, me too.
On the East Coast in general, dating seems to be hell. On the East Coast and in the South. In Bible Belt states, I don't know what's in the water out there, but I don't blame you for being fed up. My first boyfriend ever in life was from New York. It was a very long relationship. I dated him from the 6th grade until the 10th grade. It was a mess. Our families knew each other, but he was from the Bronx. He was crazy. He was actually crazy. And I said to myself, I'll never date an East Coast dude again. And after him, I dated girls. So yeah, that's how bad that was. Story time.
Yes. So the next question is, should friends check on singles? Absolutely. Mrs. Best is constantly checking on me. Constantly. And I love her for it because I need it. Like, there's moments where I am in my mind and she'll text me out of nowhere, be like, hey, I'm thinking about you, love you, want to make sure you're okay, everything like that.
People forget your friends that are not single were at one point, even if it was eons ago. I do remember what it feels like. I was always the friend that was single for the longest and third wheeling. So I always think about what that feels like. Now, when you're younger, it's different. When you're older and your knee is injured and you live alone, you know what I'm saying? You need support. So I think, yes, you can being someone in a relationship. Yes, always prioritize your relationship and your spouse first. But there are 24 hours in a day. And I'm sure that there is always time in this day and age of technology that you can check on your friends who are single, because when they're at home, they're alone. And some people okay with it, but entertain them, harass them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is independence glorified due to relationship drama? No, I don't believe that, because the people I know there's people I know who just love being alone and love not being with anybody because they're wanting to take their time to know them. And I feel like that is a beautiful thing if that is the reason. Now, on the flip side of it, I do think that they can coagulate. Absolutely. I do think that after some bad relationships, people be like, I just want to be single. I just want to, because it's what we tell ourselves. We tell ourselves that because there's nothing wrong with being single, but at the same time, we would rather be single than to be hurt. At least that's how.
Glorify independence to keep going. I don't think it should be faulted. But I think the way that people glorify their independence is what counts. Because I do notice a lot of women glorify being single in a somewhat negative manner. But if for other people they're just doing it so they could keep going, let them be.
Yeah, I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see. Right. I
I'd
mean,
rather you be single and glorify your independence than sit in a dramatic ass relationship and then harass your happily married friends with the phone calls. Happily glorify y'all's independence. Somebody out there is gonna thank you. Please.
Absolutely. The last thing on here is no public claim, not really yours. Let me explain something to you. I have been in this situation. And it's made me question myself. And the reason why I questioned myself is, why would I be with somebody who didn't claim me? Why wouldn't you not want to claim me? And what we come across with Black men, especially because I'm a Black man and I'm with Black men, is that a lot of Black men who don't publicly claim you, especially in a homosexual relationship, is because they come from a homophobic family. A lot of the time, homophobic, or they're not comfortable with themselves, or they're just on the DL. They don't want their friends to know because they'll get judged.
For the single women is definitely different. And that because there's not that aspect of like being hidden from family and DL, and which adds like other layers of drama. But for the single women, from what I see, when the man not claiming them is usually because they've given him what they say, the cow or the milk, however the term goes. They've given him so much that he don't have no reason to claim her.
Now, yeah. Now, see, I was going to say, when I got to the flip side, I had to say the homosexual part first because, right now I'm into men. But for the flip side of why a man will claim a woman, I only really see this realistically with men who have children with a woman. I usually only see it in those circumstances. I don't see it too often. Like I know it exists out there. I do. I know it exists with, singles out there as well. But I see this more so with men who have children with women. And it's usually the women that allow the man to have access to them without, it's like Mrs. Best said, buying the getting the milk for free instead of, buying the cow, however that term is called, is usually that. Yes, thank you, Shannon. Giving up the milk without buying the cow.
We
yes,
go here all night trying to figure.
So yes, it's usually that, and that's usually the circumstance I have with. So my response to those women is that if the man is not showing up how he's supposed to before or after child, he's never going to show up later. He's not. When
men want you, you'll know.
Yes.
Or they won't leave you alone.
They won't leave you alone. They won't leave your house. They are always there. They give you their phones. They don't even be tripping. They be on the video game. They be playing with the baby. Let me tell y'all something. When men truly want to be with you, they will be with you. Regardless, they not trying to look outside. They not trying to do nothing like that. If a man come over, see his baby, sleep with you, and then leave, that was all he was determined to do. And they make it very clear that's what they want. And what a lot of women do, because that is in your, emotional placements in your diaphragm. A lot of y'all women take that as, oh, he loves me, want to be with me. He just ain't ready to settle down. Or y'all make excuses for those men. And it's hard to watch because I've had several friends go through this. And I'm just like, what's not, like New York Mama said, what's not clicking? What's not clicking? Because it's very black and white. Men say what they mean and mean exactly what they say. If they are not with you, they are not with you. There is no confusion. There is no baby that can make that man be with you. Which is why, once again, and I know I'm on the island alone with this when I say this, so I don't care. That is why I was never mad at Amina from Tara, Peter, and Amina. I was never angry at her. And I didn't see that situation as everybody else saw it. I was on the island alone.
I'll get into that because that's a battle. There's a reason no one agrees with you.
No, there's no.
There's a very big reason that you keep ignoring when you bring that point up. Regardless of what she became, when you date a man that you know is in a relationship with somebody else, you are wrong. That's it. It doesn't matter.
That's not what she said.
it doesn't matter what she became.
That
It
is
don't
not what
matter
she
what
said.
she said. It
That
has
is
been
not what she said.
confirmed based on them doing marriage boot camp and interviews years later. Everybody agrees on the fact that yes, Tara got with Peter when she shouldn't have. So in some ways she got her karma, but Amina was still wrong.
I didn't believe they were in a relationship even before Amina showed up on camera. To me, that looks like a woman.
But you have to go off of what they've told us. All the people have said that they were in a relationship, from Peter to Tara to their friends to their family members. They have said that they are in a relationship. So you can't assess something just because you have the opinion on it. You got to assess it based on what they presented to you. And they said that they were. And the girl
Words and actions did not align, and that's how I saw it.
Words and actions sometimes don't align, but if they all say
And
they're
they
in a
need to for me.
relationship and he was living with Tara, then those are proof and words and actions aligning with that. Amina may not have deserved all the hate that she got, but karma definitely bit her in the ass. So the Lord felt she was wrong, because now she in Germany broke, crying on the internet, hoping for help.
Yeah, not true, but I'm just saying I didn't see it that way. And I never will.
Lord.
Never will.
I hope
Sorry.
that never happens to you, because I think that when things like that, I think sometimes it's hard to see stuff if you haven't experienced it. But regardless, don't date somebody who is you're in business with. And then 2, don't date someone that has a cajillion kids and is living with one of the baby mamas. She should have known better.
No. That has happened to me. That has happened to me. That has happened to me in the extent of the relationship wasn't what I thought it was later on. No, that has happened to me. But the problem is that, well, at the end of the day, regardless of, we want to say she knew what it was, he made up his mind of who he wanted to be with or who he was supposed to be with. And that is who I'm going with, regardless of where she is today.
So you're basing it just on who he chose in the end.
Yes.
You're going to ignore everything else. Okay.
Because to me, that's the same thing as like saying that's the same thing as Eliza saying Lamar Odom was hers before he married Chloe. That's like saying the same thing.
Was she in the best with him, Eliza? Lamar Odom? I didn't even know that.
Okay, Eliza. I'm talking about his baby mama.
Oh, the baby mama. I'm thinking of Eliza Rain for Love.
No, the baby mama. Her name is Eliza as well. The baby mama.
You got to be careful because Eliza Rain gets around. Okay, so
Lord, we don't need Eliza. Leave Lamar Odom alone. Leave him alone. He don't need that. But anyways, like I'm just saying she never said, and this is what I'm talking about. She's saying they were together, but she said he never wanted to get married. So when he married Chloe,
they're still in a relationship.
No, but what I'm saying is when he married Chloe, she was making it seem like because they were still having sex that equaled a relationship. And he may have stayed there from time to time. Like I said, we saw 45 minutes of a clip. We don't know what really happened.
That was different from them people.
No, it's not.
Explained it on Marriage Boot Camp. I think your brain is just seeing her as the wife, and once she becomes the wife, we do have to respect her as that. But yeah, they explained it further.
I didn't believe him. I just didn't. It just seems like something to say on TV to get $200,000 as they did. But anyways, money effort is showing out. Must men spend money to prove love? No. Absolutely not. Men should not have to spend money to prove love. Now, should they spend money? Absolutely. But that shouldn't prove love.
Until that man is your husband or you live with him, you really shouldn't be bothered with his pockets. I think that's why a lot of women are alone today. My male friends that are straight and like to date women, as well as my younger brother, they'd be like, a lot of these bitches just be trying to see what they can get. And I have friends that do that. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to call them out, but I have friends that do that with different men. Like, oh, the boyfriend pisses them off, or they go through a breakup. Then they call the ex and just trying to get what they can. But the root of the breakup is because of money or something crazy like that. And I just feel like sometimes women have too high of expectations financially for men, when you should have zero financial expectations aside from someone matching your income at the very least and being self-sufficient until you marry. Because until you marry, their income ain't none of your fucking business.
Absolutely.
So be careful.
Yeah, so this next bullet point says $40 thoughtful date or $400 luxury date?
I'd rather have a thoughtful date.
So here's the thing. This should be I have two answers for this. A $40 thoughtful date should be regular. But a $400 luxury date should be on occasion. Anniversary, birthday, and I wouldn't even throw Valentine's Day in there. No, birthdays and anniversary dates should be a luxury date. It should. $40 thoughtful dates should be constant. That should be at least 3 times a month. I'll put it like that. Especially if you're in a serious relationship, that should happen at least 3 times a month. And I'm saying at least. I'm not saying only. I said at least. But yeah, the $400, I think you should do both. I think if you're in a serious relationship and you have made it past a year, you should definitely be doing a $400 luxury date on those occasions. How do you feel about that?
Y'all listen to James, y'all. When it comes to a relationship, this is the shit that causes people to either end up alone or not find one. I'm just keeping it a buck. A $40 thoughtful date. Honestly, putting a dollar amount on a date to me has always been tacky. The date itself, regardless of how much it costs, should be thoughtful, right? There's places I've gone that my husband's taken me to just because he know I like to go there. And he has no desire or interest in it, but he's trying to be thoughtful. Stuff like that counts. The date could cost $100. The date could cost $400. The reason I say don't listen to him is not because what he's saying is entirely wrong, but this is what I mean. Like I just said, you should not be getting in the finances like this so soon. Until you are engaged or married, the date should be whoever's paying for it and what they want it to be. This is what I mean by people having unrealistic expectations. Also, unless you yourself can afford a luxury date with your partner, don't expect your partner to spend a luxury date on you. Now, if your partner is making the money that, you know, the Amazon CEO is making, or if your partner is making the money that the people in politics is making, or if your partner is a lawyer, okay, I can understand expecting a little something top tier. But I'm always a person that feels like in relationships, expect to receive what you yourself will be able to give out and appreciate anything extra that you get. But don't put a label or a dollar amount on dates.
It was just a bullet point on
no, I know it's a bullet point, but I'm saying
I just was saying
to explain it to people. And I put the bullet point there for a reason, because a lot of people would choose $400 luxury.
I said both.
A lot of people would choose both, but both are unrealistic. Some people may not got $40 for even the thoughtful date.
No, I'm thinking, okay, here's the thing. I'm thinking of the question because I have had luxury dates in my relationships. So no, I've had those experiences, but they were for the occasions of either your birthday or our anniversary. It was like one or the other. It was never just, or it was a spontaneous moment where I'm like, hey, I worked overtime and got $400 that I wanted to.
What I'm trying to explain to people is dates are good, but the expectation of having a numerical number monthly, especially if you're not married yet and not living together, crazy to me. Just be happy to get a date. Now, when you're married, you definitely going to be discussing the dates, but it's also unrealistic to expect to get a big luxury date for every birthday or every anniversary or every, you know, even if it's only once or twice a year. You never know where your finances could be, where the economy could be, where things could end up. So do the dating stuff, yes. But I also think finances get in the middle of couples a lot. So be cognizant of like what you can afford. Like,
okay, I'm gonna be
payday loans to go on a date just because we need to have a date this month. Like, that's crazy. Like, just
okay. I'm gonna be cognizant for a second here. Whoever I end up with next, speaking it out to exist and make it look like that you spent that without me knowing it.
Don't be, just be grateful that someone has thought out something for you, especially when it's new, because you're still getting to know each other. So like, someone could come and spend like $1,700 on a date for you, but you may not even like it. I think that's
The
I think
first
that
two men
people
I've
need to
been
like
with,
not expect everything to look luxury. Expect what you could give everybody. Now, if
the
you can
first
afford to do that, then do it. But if you
yeah, the
can't,
first two men I did fucked me up royally with the luxury dates. So I'm so sorry, y'all. That is where my mindset. And the thing about it is, I did humble myself in my last relationship.
that
So
was
I am, yeah. So I am not somebody who is just saying this just to say it. It's just I've had experience of both, which is why I said both are important. I did say that both are very important. Now, in my right mind, I do think that there should be, even if it's just one time experience, a luxury date at some point. That's all I'm gonna say. The next question is: are black men pressured to go big? Yes, yes,
I think
absolutely.
men as a whole
A
are
men as a whole, yeah, men as
pressured
a
to do
whole.
more.
But I was watching a video not that long ago that was circling around Facebook about, white men being asked their women saying, "Hey, I can't pay the mortgage," and a white man's response is, "Since when have you ever paid the mortgage?" Like, like one of those things. Like, I just remember seeing that. I'm just thinking, I wish somebody would come in here and say, "James, you ain't got to pay your rent. I paid it already." I'm waiting for them days. I'm just saying.
Shout out to Oh So Best.
Yes.
I don't pay rent. So
Yes, so yes, I love that video that stuck around. But yes, I do feel that black men are pressured to go big, absolutely. But all men in general definitely are pressured. Do luxury gifts equal respect? No, they do not equal respect. I don't give a fuck what you bought me. You're supposed to respect me all the time. Whether if you buy me shit or you don't, you're supposed to always respect me, no matter what. Okay? That goes for everybody. Everybody adopt that attitude. Respect is always supposed to be in the relationship. No gift equals that.
it's not something you compromise on. Respect.
Yes.
It's definitely not. But this is why I also stand like I think that too much too soon with luxury and dating is stupid. I'm not going to waste hella money on luxury gifts on a person that I'm still getting to know, because when you're getting to know someone, you're establishing respect. If you do luxury gifts and dates, do it once you're actually in a relationship with the person.
Or
because
married.
then whether it works or not, at least you know you did it for someone that you cared about and were trying to build with.
Right. The person is worthy of having those. Like, I never understood like people who are dating people for 6 months and then buying them a damn car out of nowhere. It's like I never understood that.
I don't understand it, but if I was single, I'd accept it.
Oh, absolutely. And how we put it in my name, Phoenix got a whole bunch of drive-through DMVs over here. Let's go through the drive-through and let's put the shit in my name.
That's amazing. Drive-through DMV.
They do. They have a couple of them out here. Yeah.
We can't even keep our DMV app in California. They got rid of it.
Damn. The last one. What does that mean?
No reciprocation and
no reciprocation equals entitlement.
Some people don't reciprocate the love that they get because they're just comfortable receiving the love.
We gonna have to do a separate live for this one because I didn't see that one. We're gonna have a different because we're gonna be here all night.
That's the thing. These questions, we don't have to answer every single question or every single slide because I made it so that we could like come back a couple of
yes. So we did social media and public validation already. We did this one. So this is now So this is for Mrs. Best now. We gotta put her on the spot. I was looking for this. I knew it was in here somewhere. Married and long-term couples.
For our viewers who are married or in long-term relationships.
Okay, I haven't been married for over 10 years, so I'm sorry. It's only you and I. You and I are you and I. That wasn't even a fucking year. So that's
it doesn't matter. There's a lot of people out there whose marriages didn't make a year. Look at Gigi. Terrible example, but that's all I can say.
That is terrible. Does Valentine's matter after 10 plus years? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
We're 18 years in Valentine's Day. It doesn't matter as much, I will say. I think for my spouse and I, it only matters because it's when we became a couple officially.
Right.
But even outside of that, there's been years that we did not celebrate. I would say milestones, anniversaries, James had mentioned that earlier on. I feel like that is where Valentine's Day counts, but
Of course.
you don't need the most, but it does.
You don't need, just another day, red flag. No, that's not quite a red flag, because at the end of the day, some years, listen,
if the ship
sometimes, the ship's come out on Tuesday or Wednesday. Like, look, we could skip it until it fall on a Saturday where we can then celebrate, but do something like cook dinner, like have a nice dinner, surprise them, or get takeout. Like, get a nice, for me, if Valentine's Day fell on a Wednesday and I'm in a relationship and I come home to a whole bunch of Chinese food, oh yeah, that's my idea of a Valentine's Day. And if you really want to surprise me, even though I've never had it before, Chinese food with a bottle of Dom Perignon 2003. Shout out to Mary Cosby. That's exactly how you finna get Valentine's Day, because you spending that much money on me is amazing.
No, none of her marriages lasted 30 days.
Yeah. And the reasons of her marriages were vengefulness. It wasn't even that she loved them. So yes, no, crazy. Yeah. That is insane. Never get married for a vengeful reason. At the end of the day,
I'd rather you marry someone like Chloe and Lamar did it, because you have the energy, the love, or how you were going to get married. You were going to get married relatively early.
I was, yeah.
I'd rather people do it that way and jump into it than like bullshit, if that makes sense.
Yes. So the last question we're going to talk about, and then we're going to do another live, and we'll go into that later on when we get, our channel, but disconnected marriage versus being single. So what a disconnected marriage is that when the love is gone, when there's nothing there. You may be separated. You may be still in the same house. You may be, just existing.
The love is not always gone. Sometimes you just disconnect, if that makes sense. But
yeah, I can see that.
I don't know. I think it's always better to be alone when going through something disconnected. If you want to work on it, go to counseling, get a mediator. But
a good example of that, because I'm glad you said that, because you are right. Kyle and Mauricio, perfect example of that. That love is very much still there.
Yep.
That love is very much still there. And this is actually, and I'm kind of glad I brought them up, because this is what I'll talk to you about. So I was watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Was it this morning? I was watching it during something. No, it was yesterday during physical therapy when the lady was working on my knee. I was watching. Mauricio is very handsy. He's very with his hands always touching and always caressing and rubbing on Kyle, even though they're separated. And I was looking at that and I was like, I want somebody who is handsy too. I need to set my intentions, and I'm saying it out loud to the whole world of YouTube, whoever watches this. Having a man that is handsy is actually an amazing thing. I'm sorry, it is, and I want to experience that. I want a handsy person always touching me. It don't matter what it is, don't matter where are we at, don't matter who we around. I want you always touching me the same way Mauricio touches Kyle, because there's something about his sensuality. It's amazing. I was watching that, and I don't know if I noticed it before or not.
That's why she can file.
I wouldn't either. Let me tell you something. If I was Kyle, I wouldn't file either. I would be trying to figure out how to plot to get his ass back in my house, which realistically I think is just a phone call. Baby, come home. Come home. You know I love you. You know I want to be with you. Just come
gotta
home.
Wait on the right time.
Yeah, because the way he's so sensual, he always smiling, always hugging and stuff. I want somebody like that. I do. I want somebody who's always wanting to touch me.
I actually think that's what you need, and why you had a hard time in your previous relationship.
Yeah.
Because James is affectionate. If I see him, he wants a hug. He's very affectionate.
Yes.
Nothing's wrong with that. My husband's really affectionate, but sometimes affection helps to settle people. If I'm irritated by something, but my spouse is still he's very handsy, as you know.
Yes.
it calms you down because it's like, oh, okay, someone cares about me. Let me relax. Let me chill out. So I feel like you would do well with that.
Yeah, I need to speak that out loud. I need you to be handsy. I need you to, because I'm going to need it. What I go through in life on a day to day, I need someone who is handsy and someone who just knows how to comfort me. Like I need comfort. Like if I want everybody to do this, even if you're in the chat or if you're live or the replay game, if you're single, set your intention and say it out loud. What do you want your man to do, or woman, whoever you are, man, woman, whoever you want to be with? What intentional space do you want this man to do for you? And in return, what can you do for them? I want you to really say that out loud to yourself. I want this man to be handsy. I want this man to comfort me in ways when I'm feeling at my worst. I want a comfort to help nourish me to go out there and be inspired. I feel like sometimes we do lose inspiration. And sometimes some people help bring this back. Mrs. Best texts me all the time and be like, hey, hope you're doing well. Hope your day's going good. Hope you did something productive today. Those things and those questions matter so much. So definitely say those intentions. That's all we're saying. But yeah, I want the handsy. Oh, and dimples are a must. Sorry, I got to say.
I'm thinking of getting on your nerves, but you feel supported, so that's good.
No, I do. I feel supported, and I feel like somebody hears me.
Yeah. You're a good person. I think you have a lot to offer in a relationship and a friendship, but it just seems like the best people sometimes struggle or have to go through hell before they can find their partner. Like before my partner, the people I dated sucked. They put their hands on me. They cheated and all types of crazy stuff at such a young age. So I feel like sometimes you just have to go through it. And you also haven't been dating men that long. When you think about how long you've been on
it hasn't been 10 years yet. It'll be 10 years next year. So it hasn't been that long, but I would thought, because I know some men who
utilize online, you get outside when you're able, you've participated in singles events, you've put yourself out there to be relatable to others on the internet. So I actually commend you for doing what you're doing in spite of how you feeling. So
well, I haven't done any of that yet, but I will.
You've done it throughout the span of coming out and dating men.
I'm talking about like recently. Now that I'm newly single, I'm still unpacking I'm still unpacking that relationship.
A month and a week, child. That's not
no, but I will start dating again soon. I just don't think it'll be probably after New Orleans. Maybe I'll start dating again.
You just need some booty calls.
I do. I need to have more sex. That's gonna be the title of my next book. I need to have more sex.
Just go have fun. Just be nasty.
Child, it's hard to be nasty because now we have STDs we never heard of coming in people's bodies now.
So low and spread it wide with a condom.
Child, I need to be taking all kind of shit. I need double prep at this point because hell,
wow.
Because shit, hell, I don't even. Child, Lord, I don't know. These days it's hard, but this is the end of the live, you guys. We got to get up out of here. We try to make sure we keep this short because we do edit it, but please like and comment, subscribe to the video. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know if this is helpful. Let us know if there's something you want us to talk about, want us to discuss. We are open for topics, everybody. No topic really goes, off limits unless you want to know a lot of our personal business. That's something we're not going to do on YouTube. However, we are open to talk about past situations. We are open to talk about advice. If you guys need advice from either me or Mrs. Best, we are open to that advice column. So if you guys want us to talk about it, we will. But make sure that if you do give us a situation in these comments, let us know that we could say the names of the people. Because when I read the shit out loud, I'm going to say whoever's name is on there. So if you don't want me to do that, please say, hey, James, don't say the name because I'm going to say it.
He said, I'm going to say it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Lord. Shetty said, yo, what up, twin husband? Husband was good, Brother Joe. I will tell him you said hello, Shani.
I know. I miss having tell James as person, whoever he is at the moment.
You'll get there.
I'm just playing. Child, let me tell you. I'm gonna start sliding in DMs again.
You should. it. Why not? Why?
Now they don't be responding. Did I tell you they don't be responding to nothing? They just be trying to be a mess.
You just gotta get in the DMs.
I gotta get that haircut though. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I want that haircut.
You should go get it.
Child. We'll see. All right, y'all. I gotta go, but I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Thank you, Mrs. Best. You're the awesome best. Thank you so much.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
My word. Oh yeah. Just like 1, 2, 3rd. Everything I say, I learn. Oh yeah. But I used to sure. That's my word.